us. He said, talk to me out of buying Bo Nix in Dynasty. Looks like a serviceable quarterback too in Superflex. Seriously believe in Bo. So you came to at least the right show group of guys. These are two guys me and Anthony talked about to start the show. I'm a believer in Bo. Anthony is as well. The rushing yards are there. I mean, it's 70 rushing yards last night. He's averaging prior to last night like 30 a game. So you're getting a floor with the rushing, and he's doing this without weapons. I don't expect that to continue, and we're talking dynasty here. So I would absolutely be fine buying him. I don't know what the cost is going to be, but I'm definitely a believer, and obviously I'm a Broncos fan. You can see it over the shoulder there. So maybe there's some bias there, and so maybe Anthony should be better suited to take over here on this. But maybe I'm jaded, but I'm totally fine buying into Nix in Dynasty right now.
Yeah, we talked about Nix at the top of the show. I want to talk about him because like he's somebody I liked in the offseason. I just didn't know how much success he was going to have because of how little he has to work with. Like I like New England's weapons supporting cast more than I like Denver's right now. Yeah. And that's crazy to say. And we are seeing Bo Nix perform. And again, if you watch the tape, there's going to be some bad throws. He's still learning. He's growing. He's throwing to Vele and like little Jordan Humphrey, right? Like imagine if he had the supporting cast of Will Levis.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had the supporting cast of Caleb or even Trevor Lawrence. Like he has nothing to work with, and he's still a solid fantasy quarterback. He's had 3 games this season, over 21 and a half fantasy points, depending on the platform you play at. He had some turnover issues early, 4 interceptions in the first 2 games, but he's cleaned it up. He's only had 1 pick since week 3. He has not lost a fumble. He's gone for over 35 rushing yards 4 times this year, and now in 3 of his past 5 games, over 47. Like he's going to be a good quarterback, and he's tied to Sean Payton. We know he's a great head coach, a great offensive mind. And this offseason, they're going to go get him dudes, whether it's in the draft, in free agency, both. They're going to go get him weapons. So in Dynasty Superflex, now's the time to buy. Buy it now.
I was a little worried the first 2 weeks, but granted the weapons aren't great, and I'm more encouraged since that Bucks game going forward from what we've seen. I do want to point out, and I'm just gonna say it, I don't care. Steve wouldn't care, but Steve did say that the Broncos should bench Bo Nix after week 2 for Zach Wilson. So I'm glad that they didn't at this point. And maybe the Broncos can go trade Zach Wilson if somebody's that needy for anything at this point. But yeah, appreciate the question, Kevin. Thanks for coming in. Very generous.